I've been hearing and seeing a lot more ads for Highest to Lowest now that it's out on Apple TV. And I want to register one last complaint. So I said, no spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it. I said in my review that I wish they'd done more with the whole moral dilemma part of the summary, and that I was more interested in David King as this like Hades like immovable figure that people had to convince to be sympathetic and to give a crap and to extend himself for others. I was more interested in that than what they ultimately ended up doing with him. The part in the commercial where he says, can you handle the money? Can you handle the fame? Can you handle the rumors? Can you handle social media? Whatever, whatever, whatever. As the more I hear it in these ads, the more I also wish that question that he's asking was actually about him. I wish it was based off of his experience, and I wish the movie had spent time treating that question and showing, I mean, he's been a mogul for like decades or whatever, but I wish that his story, the story about him, had been an exploration of those questions and maybe showing that, he's at a point of his career with this whole ransom thing where he is cracking or showing just the difficulties that he's had. I just think there were a lot of missed opportunities with the story that ended up, and we got what we got. I've seen other reviews where people said that the scoring was weird, the pacing and stuff like that. Yes to the pacing. There were like 2 instances where it's just nothing but the soundtrack. And part of me, I had 2 conflicting and opposing thoughts. Part of me is like, when I was watching, I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, I don't watch a lot of movies where like, we take time with the establishing shots and blah, blah, blah. But another part of me was like, are we trying to run out the clock? Like, this has been going on for a while. Are we trying to run out the clock? It felt a little bit like trying to hit the word count when you're writing a paper. But just of my thoughts for this one last complaint about that movie, which I think is average, I think could have done better, is I wish that question or those questions that he's asking were actually about him and that we knew the answer for him, which I guess the answer is yes, whatever. I wish that it was about him versus who he's talking to, who he ends up talking to in the movie.